What in the world is TV affiliate voiceover? That's our subject of conversation today. But first, happy Monday to you. Welcome to the VoiceOver Huddle. My name is Mike Hathcote. I'm a full-time voice actor and author of the book, The VoiceOver Blueprint, which you can get for less than $10 in the description below, the audiobook as well as the digital download, and also for free gifts with that. And don't forget to chime in on the chat and let me know where you're watching from. We're going to do some shout outs here just in a few minutes. And of course, we always appreciate a like and a subscribe and a notification bell so you can make sure to get these videos as soon as they drop if you're not here live. So once again, welcome to you. I appreciate you guys being here. Happy to get back in the booth for the week and get back to business. All right, speaking of business, what is TV affiliate voiceover work? Um, well, it's probably one of the most overlooked niches in voiceover. And the reason why is that it is plentiful. There's plenty of opportunity out there, but it just, I don't know, it just maybe isn't as sexy as some of the other genres of voiceover. So it does get overlooked quite a bit. And basically, what it is if you're a voiceover or if you're a TV affiliate voice actor, you are the voice of your local TV station. And of course, there's usually most local TV stations have four different affiliates. You've got your, ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox. Those are usually the big four. And so each one of those has their station locally. They've got their news division and all that. And you're basically the voice of that station, whether it's the news opens, welcome to Action 10 News, that kind of thing, or back-to-back episodes of Seinfeld tonight at 11 on Fox 5, stuff like that. You are the voice of that station. And it's a really cool and specialized niche because you get hired and you work on retainer, which means that you get a contract and you're usually the voice of that station for usually a minimum of a year and maximum of who knows how long, because, if they like you and they continue to use you, you can just renew year after year. And you basically get a monthly stipend or a monthly retainer uh, to be the voice of that station. And you can have multiple stations as well. You don't have to just focus on one. The pay depends on a lot of different, the market size and that kind of thing. So, you can anywhere from, 1,000 to multiple $1,000s per month for these stations, depending on the size of the market. Um, and here's the thing, it's reliable and consistent because the news never stops, right? And neither does the weather, which is what a lot of those voice actors do their reads for, breaking news or, tonight at 11, hard hitting action, that kind of thing, or, maybe a warm, fuzzy kind of a feeling about a nursing home or something like that. That's all kind of based around the news. But, like I said, it's a very overlooked niche. Um, but, how do you break into it? How do you get into TV affiliate work? And do you have to have a special demo for that? How do you find out who the people are to reach out to? Um, all that stuff is a mystery for most people. Um, so how do you break into that? And that leads me to the big announcement that I kind of alluded to on Friday. And this is something that myself and some other people have been working on for months at this point, and we're ready to let it rip. And that is our TV affiliate boot camp for 2025. Bill did this several years ago, but we have jacked it up on steroids, and we're rolling it out again for 2025. This is hosted by top TV affiliate voice actor named Aaron Bradley, who has not one, not six, not eight, but 11. I don't even have enough fingers for that. 11 stations under contract is what Aaron has from all over the country, where he is the voice of that TV station. So he is under contract by 11 of these stations, and he is going to be directing and teaching this boot camp. Um, it is a total of 6 weeks, 12 sessions. So two sessions a week for 6 weeks, a total of 12 sessions. He's gonna be giving us all the skinny on how to get into TV affiliate voiceover work. Now, that's not all. That's just scratching the surface. Aaron's awesome, but Mr. Bill DeWeese is coming out of retirement for this, and he is gonna be producing the demos that go along with this boot camp. Because yes, indeed, you do need a TV affiliate demo to be able to do TV affiliate work, or at least to go out and find the people, right? So Bill is coming out of retirement. He's gonna be producing all the demos of the attendees of this class. And by the way, we're only limiting it to 15 people, excuse me, 15 people. So that means that no more than 15, because of the hands-on nature of this thing, we can only have 15 people in it. So here's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get the instruction from Aaron. You're gonna get the 12 weeks, or I'm sorry, the 12 sessions over 6 weeks, and it'll be, Tuesday and Thursday every week, starting on the 24th of June. So later this month, starting on Tuesday the 24th and going Tuesdays and Thursdays for the next 6 weeks. We're gonna learn about, you know, what TV affiliate is, how to actually perform those kinds of reads, what goes into the demo. Then, of course, Bill is going to produce the demo for you with Aaron's direction on the recording. And I'm not even done. I'm not even close to done yet. Okay, so you're gonna get the demo, you're gonna get the instruction from Aaron. Next, you're going to get a database of all 3,000 TV stations that use these voices in the country, and the emails and names of the people who hire those voice talent. So you get the demo, you get the instruction, you get the database. You're gonna get templates on like email templates. We're gonna tell you what to say when you reach out to these, companies and these stations. But that, once again, not even done yet. In addition to that, George Whittam, some of you know him as George the Tech. He is the uh, audio engineer to the stars of voiceover. He was actually Don LaFontaine's, if you know who that name is. He was a legend in voiceover, no longer with us, but he was his uh, personal sound engineer. He is going to be included in this offering to give you a TV affiliate effects rack, because there's a certain kind of sound that TV affiliates have, and you want to make sure that your space and your situation sounds like that. So George, for everybody who participates in the webinar or the boot camp, he's going to be creating for you. He's going to do first he's going to do an analysis of your space, and then he's going to create for you a TV affiliate effects rack. And nobody is better at that than George. So he's going to be included as well. And then last but not least, yours truly is going to be teaching a class on social media, especially with LinkedIn, because LinkedIn, because it is so business centric, that is the tool that you're going to use in tandem with the email marketing that we're going to teach you on how to actually partner up with some of these stations. And remember, there is no limit to the amount of stations you can rack up. Aaron's got 11 of them. So his main specialty is TV affiliate. He does other things too, but his main thing is TV affiliate. And we're not talking about hours of work a day. We're talking about 30 seconds, 45-second spots, intros to certain programs and things like that. So we're not talking about a ton of work, but it's consistent, and you get that repeat, income month after month or year after year, depending on how many stations you've gotten. So that is it. Once again, the 24th of June. Oh, and I forgot to mention one other thing. We're gonna get you a market rate sheet that will break down all the different markets and all the different stations. And of course, like I said, you can sort these on who you reach out to. You know, whatever the size market is, the higher the market, obviously it's in LA and New York and Chicago and some of the bigger cities, those are gonna pay more than say a Huntsville, Alabama or something like that. But you're gonna get a list of all of these markets and all the stations within the markets for that. Now, last but not least, and this is just the cherry on top, everybody who signs up for this boot camp, all 15 of them, if they're not already in there, is gonna get a 90-day access to the VoiceOver Blueprint, which is what our main program is here, our main training program. So 90 days of the VoiceOver Blueprint just for signing up, which, you can learn not only about TV affiliate, but also all the other things that go into voiceover, marketing and performance and tech and all the things that we teach in the blueprint. So that's just the cherry on top. There's also a fly on the wall option, which means that you can attend the class. You don't get the demo, you don't get the database and, the blueprint and any of that, but you can basically just be a fly on the wall, kind of absorb the content, and then when you're ready later, maybe get a demo and stuff when you're ready. But that'll be an option too if, there's an issue with cost or whatever, and you still wanna get the information, you can come and attend the classes. You just don't get the demo and stuff. So that's another option too. So this is basically it's basically a business in a box because we're gonna give you literally every single thing that you need to have to start going out and actually doing this type of work. You're gonna get the instruction, the performance and the ins and outs of TV affiliate work. You're gonna get a demo. You're gonna get an effects track by George on TV affiliate, and the demo is done by Bill. You're going to get 90 days in the voiceover blueprint. You're gonna get the email templates to reach out to the people, and you're gonna get the database of the people so that you know who to reach out to, their names, their email addresses, so you can start sending those demos out and hopefully start stacking up some stations like Aaron has done. So that is coming up on June 24th. So if you want to learn more about this, more than what I can just sit here and ramble about, check the link in the description below and learn more about it and sign up if you wish. But once again, we are limiting this to 15 people because it is so hands-on. We're going to hold your hand throughout the entire process of building your TV affiliate empire. So there you go. All right, let's talk. Let's see who's in today and answer some questions. Good morning to David from Hamilton, Ontario. Glad you're here this morning. And first one in. And there's Becky from Albion, Michigan. Good to see you, Becky. Which Becky? Okay, I'm gonna brag on Becky. Oh no, she mentioned it on Friday. I'm sorry. She mentioned that she had her first directed session, and it was what, $1,300 for just a few minutes work. That was awesome. So congrats again to Becky on that. There's Terry from Fallston, Maryland. Good morning to you, or afternoon. And there's Grady checking in from Ithaca, New York, making those stripes. Grady's in their blueprint, and he posted some photos of his day job, which is lawn care, and he had the most perfect corduroy cut into that yard that he posted a picture of. Thing looked like a groomed ski lift or a groomed ski hill. It had perfect lines in it. Looked great. And there's Celeste Buenos Dias from Newark, Delaware. And there's Wayne from Port Orchard and Nephi from Knoxville, Tennessee, up in Rocky Top. And Edward from Jacksonville, Florida. And Kirk from Greenville, South Carolina. And there's Sean from Longview. Good to see you on here. And there's Dennis from Pasadena, California. Good morning to you. And another Dennis from Grant Park, Illinois. Good to see you, Dennis. Is the plural of Dennis's, is it Dennis's? Or The Nazis? Anyway, sorry, it's Monday. There's Nancy in Yankton, South Dakota. Good morning to you. And Voices by Sarah. Hello from Kentucky. And Andrew from Latvia. And Sarah, I believe you and I have an actual call later today on onboarding for the blueprint. I think Sarah just joined the blueprint, so we're going to get her set up and heading in the right direction. There's Callie from Pasco, Washington. Good morning to you. And Charlie from Sparta, Wisconsin. And Sandra from Worthington, Ohio. Lynette says, just signed up for the TV affiliate boot camp. Looking forward to it. Awesome, Lynette. You're going to be so, oh, I'm so excited about that. It is such a big deal. And well, now there's only 14 left, unless somebody else has signed up since I last looked. But Lynette just took one spot, so there's only 14 to go. Jim says, with stations having lots of side channels, the list goes on. Sure, sure. And remember, just think about this. Every city, every major city, and maybe not so major city in the United States, they've got these radio stations or TV stations. So just multiply that. I mean, there's like 3,000 local TV stations around the country. So, I mean, the opportunity is there. You just have to know who and where to go, and then have the demo to back it up, and just start reaching out. And then it's guaranteed work for could be years. Let's see. There's Brian from Vegas. You mentioned a couple of podcasts ago that you're coming to Vegas looking to network if possible with like-minded voices. Hope I didn't miss it here in Vegas. That actually, to be honest, that got canceled. Yes, I had planned we were going to do a Vegas event, but we had to cancel that due to some unforeseen circumstances. So everybody who did sign up for that got their refund and everything, so we were good there. But yeah, that did not happen. But we're revisiting things and maybe doing something on that in the future. And of course, we'll let you know as we go forward. There's John from Denver. Good morning to you. And there's Denise from Long Island. Nephi says, wow, this is huge. Aaron, George, and Bill. I've been thinking about reaching out to Aaron to get going with TV, or I'm sorry, with radio and TV. This is a perfect timing. It is, Nephi. And to be honest, because you and I have worked together one-on-one, you would be a great fit for this. Just the way you deliver and stuff like that when you read. This is right in your sweet spot. So hope you can make it. So if you want to find out about the cost and, all the stuff that you get with it, just click that link below and you'll see it'll break the whole thing down and show you exactly what you're going to get. And then, of course, you can sign up right there. Sandra says, sorry to whine, as the old saying goes, it takes money to make money. Wish I could do this. Yeah, it does. I mean, but it is, I mean, just the demo is $2,500 worth right there, just having Bill do your demo for you. So that right there just, is a big chunk of it. But it does take money to make money. And yeah, but the way we've kind of packaged this thing is we have left no stone unturned. I mean, you literally get every single piece, all the way down to the names of the people to reach out to and their email addresses. So once you get your demo, you can just start firing off emails to all these different markets and these stations. And, if they like your stuff. Now, I will say that they have to be at a point of being, of hiring, because a lot of these people do go for contract, a yearly contract. But if they're coming up on the end of someone's contract and they're looking to make a change, or maybe something's not working out with that previous talent, or they've retired, or, whatever happens, there are always stations out there that are looking for for that new talent, And so that's what's most important is we're going to give you the list. We're going to tell you who to or how to reach out to them. And then, of course, get your demo so that you can reach out to them. Jim says, makes me curious about what filters would be in a TV effects rack. Well, to be honest, I don't know. That's why George is the pro. And so George is going to be doing that analysis for every single person in the class and then giving you an effects rack that will make it, if I had to guess, it's going to be a more booming kind of a sound, a more authoritative kind of resonant sound, because you want that authority when you're, announcing news and things like that. You want to have that authority. So what my guess is that George will make it sound very, polished and professional, like those TV stations like. Because other voiceover work is kind of the opposite of that polished professional announcery sound. Whereas with TV affiliate, you do kind of have to have more of that polished announcery kind of delivery. So there is some sound, sonic stuff that you have to deal with when you're dealing with that kind of a demo, and that's what George is going to do for us. And by the way, for those of you who don't know who Don LaFontaine is, just Google him. He was a legend in this industry in the 80s and 90s. He kind of coined the whole the news, or I'm sorry, the movie trailer type of read that, in a world, one man, one woman, that kind of thing. He was the guy who kind of started that whole thing. He's no longer with us, but he is like you know, the guy when it comes to voiceover work. There's Tracy from Rochester, Minnesota. Andrew says, "Sounds like an immense value and amazing content." It really is. Like I said, we've done this years ago, or Bill did years ago, and we've not only added so much to it, but we've also lowered the price of what it used to be, when he did it a few years ago. So you get more in it for a lot less money, which is just, it's a no-brainer. Callie says, "Sounds incredible." Dennis says, "Do some TV affiliates use their own employees, or is it typical to hire voice actors for the local station work?" They never use their own employees. Radio stations do. Radio stations will use their on-air talent sometimes to read copy for, we call them rip and reads back in the 80s, or I'm sorry, in the 90s, back when I was in radio. Rip and read, where they would just, rip it off the teletype, the teletype, read them and just fire them away. But with TV affiliate, it needs to be a more polished and professional sound. You can't get Larry from accounting to come down and do these reads. You just can't. You have to have someone who is, practiced and knows what they're doing. So that's what this is all about. It's about the performance side, the demo side, and then how to go out and find them. Jim says, "How do you sign up for the fly on the wall workshop, or option of the workshop?" It's on it's on the page. It should be at the very bottom. There's an option for the fly on the wall if you just want to audit the class. There's Alan from Philly. Good morning, Alan. Or is it afternoon there? I can't remember where that falls on the line there. And there's Gretchen from Indianapolis. Andrew says, "It is open, or is it open to only US, or can people outside US join?" If you're outside the US, Andrew, you can join as long as, well, I don't want to say, let me think here. I mean, with your accent, I don't know if most stations are going to want any other than a neutral American accent for those stations. Now, there may be some non-English stations that hire for that kind of thing. Maybe there's a Spanish station or something like that. But I believe, if I'm not mistaken, your best bet is to have a neutral American accent for these jobs, just because we're talking about, prime time, or not prime time, but the main voice of a US radio station or TV station. I'm just guessing that, but that's probably right. There's Jim from Memphis. Good afternoon, or good morning to you. And there's Stephen from Atlanta. And there's Tim in late from, Altoona. That's okay, you're not too late. Celeste says, "Is this niche boy heavy? What percentage are girls?" That would be a question for Aaron, but I have definitely heard plenty of female, um, TV affiliate, stations. In fact, I believe there were several women in previous classes who went through it and did it, but that would be maybe a question for Aaron. Um, you never know. Becky says, "I love that you just said Larry from accounting." Yeah, that's what some people do, and that's why, you can totally tell when they've done that, when they've just gotten Larry from accounting to come in and read something. That doesn't sound good. Um, so that's why they hire people who are professionals at this and who have the skills to back it up, and that's what we're gonna teach. There's Keith. There's cool Keith checking in. Jim says, "Where do you find the link to this, event? In the blueprint?" No, it's in the description below in this video. Just check the description below. It's the very first line. There's a link there. You click that link, it'll take you to the page. You can learn all about it. There's Happy and Joyful from Florida. Jim says, "There are a few sub channels in other languages." Okay, that's good to know. Um, once again, I'm going to go ahead and say that if I was to guess, you should have a neutral English accent to make sure that you get, the most opportunity. But if you're not, there are some sub stations and stuff that do have those other languages, so you never know. So this is basically, I don't want to say it's the dream team because I'm a little humble when it comes to that kind of thing, but we've assembled the top tippity top people to actually work on this thing. Bill is the best in the business as far as creating demos. Aaron obviously is one of the kings of TV affiliate voiceover with 11 stations under his belt. George is the man when it comes to the audio quality stuff. And then this guy, I know a thing or two about social media, so I'm going to talk about that and how to build your brand and, connect with the right people using things like LinkedIn, because you can sort and you can search these people you're going to be reaching out to on this database that we're going to provide you. You can go connect with them on LinkedIn immediately. So I'm going to show you how to do that in tandem with your email marketing. And it is just, like I said, it's basically a business in a box is what this is. Let's see. Sean says a previous employer always used a Larry for their in-house stuff, and it was always awful, right? Yep, that's it. I mean, they can't do that on these stations. Like I said, on radio stations, they can do it. They can use their in-house, on-air talent because they're already kind of in the VO, mindset, and they can do those kinds of reads. But on TV stations, it's a different story. And what's beautiful about it is that it's all done remotely, just like any other job. They'll send you the script, uh, is your water killing you? Learn more tonight at 11. Those kinds of little quick little things that, you send off and they put the music and the flashy stuff on there. And oh, speaking of music, we are the only ones who use the official music, the news opening music, the dun dun dun, all the symphony orchestra type stuff that they do in these news openings and things like that. We're the only ones who have access to the actual studio who produces that music for all the stations in the entire country. They're based out of Nashville. They're called 615 Music, and they basically are the only ones who produce the music for these radios or TV stations, and we're gonna use them, and that's what Bill is gonna use. He's gonna use the real music that these TV stations use in your actual demo. He also uses things like, um, you know, real news clips or, sound bites and things like that from real news stories and stuff. He sprinkles those in. And in fact, if you want to learn what a good demo sounds like, a good TV affiliate demo sounds like, I've got a bunch of them on my little side hustle website called VOvideos.com. There's, I don't know, 5 or 6 different news affiliate video demos on that site, close to the bottom. So if you go to VOvideos.com, scroll all the way down, you'll see a bunch of the TV affiliate videos there, but you'll get an idea of what these demos kind of sound like. The music, the sound bites, the reads themselves, and of course the visuals that go along with it. But that'll give you an idea of the type of demo that you're going to be creating when you join this boot camp. Yeah, and by the way, Jim, the link says learn more and sign up here. It's the first item in the description in this video. So it says TV Affiliate Bootcamp 2025 with, Aaron and Bill and George and Mike. Right under that, it says learn more and sign up here. So if you click that link, it should take you there. All right. And also, by the way, I'm going to be later on today, I'm going to be doing a video interview with Aaron to go into this a little deeper because, I could mumble about this, forever, but it'll be going, I'll be posting that probably the next day or two. So we're going to talk really in detail about all the different things you're going to get with this. So be looking for that coming up soon. Um, Oh, Keith says, "How long is this offer for the boot camp?" Well, it's until we sell up all 15, which is apparently isn't gonna be very long. So, um, it's until all 15 are signed up. Now, the first session is the 24th of this month, so we'll obviously be finished before then, but 15 isn't a lot of people. So, if you're gonna do it quick. Of course, we're probably gonna be able to sell the sign up, the, fly on the wall people all the way up until the first session. But as far as the 15 spots, that's gonna go quick. So, once they're up, they're up. Dennis says, "I see what you mean by Larry from accounting, but I was thinking more of a station using actual on-air personalities for voice spots." Oh, I see what you're saying. Typically, no, they don't, because those people have other they have their on-air duties to do. And of course, if there's someone who, say there's breaking news, you need to be, that is one thing about this is that you have to be available. You have to be able to jump on and do these things at a pretty short notice because if there's breaking news or weather events or things like that, you need to be able to, crank these things out quickly. So that is one thing that the on-air talent, the on-camera talent, don't necessarily have the time or are available to do. So that does make sense. I see what you're saying there, Dennis, but different from radio because radio they can just time that time out, schedule that time for them to come and read. On-air talent, they can't do that, at least on-camera talent. All right. I think we've talked enough about this for now. I'm gonna keep mentioning it, though, until we get, all 15 sold out. And be on the lookout for that, Aaron video coming up soon as well that, goes much deeper into this. I'm gonna be, recording that later today. So, with that said, I'm gonna get to work for this Monday morning and, hope to see you all back here on Tuesday, tomorrow, for more VO. And until then, we'll talk to you soon. Peace out.